Comodo Time Machine. Now this is a program you really do want to have. If you're using Windows Vista or Windows 7, you may want to disable the UAC control and run this as administrator. Double click to run, click yes. Choice of language, English or Chinese. Click yes and follow the prompts to install it. Now to compute the space requirements, simply click next. Accept the terms in the license agreement, click next again and allow it to install. Now if you have partitions, you may want to protect more than one. The choice is yours. I will protect only the C partition as this is what the majority of users will be doing. Click next and then install. You may not see much activity in the status bar, but don't worry, it's installing. Now this runs on Windows XP Service Pack 2 and higher, Windows Vista, Windows 7, Server 2003, Server 2008, 32-bit and 64-bit machines. It does not work on Server 2008 Core Edition. So it's quite easy to use, quite easy to install, and as you can see, it covers 32 and 64 bits, and the installation is simple and straightforward. Now, when it's installed, you may not get a pop-up telling you to reboot, but you need to reboot to initialize the program. Click Finish to exit the setup wizard, and then reboot. This is very important. Now, when you come back, you've got this little icon, double click it to open. Now, as you can see, I've been using this program, and I have a couple of snaps I've already taken. And you will start off with just a baseline, and the first thing you want to do is take a snapshot. Now give it a name, call it anything you like, and we'll call this Snap 100. You can give it a description if you like, and lock the new snapshot. Click OK. Now if we click on Settings, tick, especially if you're on a multi-user machine or other people have access to your machine and can make changes, do not show icon in the system tray, do not show program logo during startup, do not show last username and logon screen, do not show pop-up message when taking scheduled snapshots, do not allow user to cancel scheduled tasks, and disable the mouse in subsystem. Remind me to run this scheduled tasks. This is a good idea. You can delete unlocked, all user, restart, etc. snapshots of, it's preset for 10 days. Always take a snapshot of the current system before restoring. Defrag snapshots on startup after deleting and taking 10 snapshots is set as default. You can take a snapshot of the system on startup, and you also have the option to not take a snapshot on startup if one snapshot has been taken that day. Synchronize specific files or folders. Tick the box and then browse. Now maybe you want to save your music and just click Add, which is down at the bottom out of sight, or press Enter. Now if we go to User Settings, it's set on Disable Access Control. If you enable Access Control, you can enter a password for it. I will also add a new user, and I will add myself. I'll put in a password, and you need to re-enter it. And I will also, under the options, give myself global control. Now without the username and the password, nobody else can make these changes. So whatever they do, I can undo. It's simple. Let's save the settings. Now, if we go to this part, the snapshots, you can compact them. And as you can see, it's 10 gigabytes there, it's 10003. And what it does, it defrags and compacts them and saves a little bit of space. And the more snapshots you have, the more space gets taken up, the more you can save. This is now down to 9947. So, network settings. If you pay to use the enterprise server, then fill in the details here. The majority of users may not, so just click Save and all the settings are saved. Now we'll go into the timeline, and as you can see, this was the last snapshot taken, and you can restore any of these. Scheduled tasks. I'll delete this one for the time being, and add scheduled snapshot task. You can set it for daily, weekly, monthly, one time. And I will set this for 10 AM, and each day at 10 AM it will create a new snapshot. It's simple, it's easy. Click OK, lock the new snapshot. That's it. So you know every day there will be a new snapshot. You can also have it to run on boot under the settings. You can recover files, you can reset the baseline. This basically gives you a new snapshot and deletes all the ones you have. And you need to reboot for that to take effect. Now I've downloaded a load of malware and the video's screwed up. But I'll call this malware 2, lock the new snapshot, click OK. Now I'm going to load up, well first of all I'm going to erase these two programs. One is CCleaner and one is a test file which could be an important document. You never know, but there you are, they're gone. Now I'm going to install some of this stuff. I'll open up Task Manager. Protect, that one's running there. ActiveX, I'll run this one. And as you can see it's up here running. And the CPU usage is rising. New video add-on, we'll run that one. You can see that's running here, so yes, that wants to run as well. So we'll allow it to run. And if I scroll down through Task Manager, it's somewhere at the bottom there. Task Manager's disappeared. Isn't that nice? I've got a rogue application. Task Manager won't open. Wonderful. So we'll run the bot as well. We just will go the whole hog and put it all on. Now, what can you do when you get to this sort of situation? You go through all the cleaning process and everything. Task Manager won't open. The machine's infected. Open up Comodo Time Machine. Click on Restore System. I will go back to a point that I know was clean. So if I go back here, click there, close that window, click Next, and reboot. Click Yes. And the computer will reboot. Now I've come back. Because I've protected it, I need to enter my username and password. I've come back, the machine's clean. I want to recover my file, which was in malware 2, where I took a snapshot. And the file was called test, which is the important document. So I need to browse through here, malware 2, click OK, click Next, and it'll browse for it. And I can see it there in the list, so I'll close that. Click on it, copy to, and I'll send it to the desktop. Click OK, and that's it. It's now on the desktop. I've got my file back. So I've gone back in time, and I've gone forward in time. You can also mount snapshots with read-only access. With full access, you need to be extremely careful using this. You can click it, open, and it will mount a virtual drive, and that's what it's doing at the moment. When it's mounted, you'll get a little balloon in the window. Click on that and the virtual drive will open. Here there's the virtual drive. Double click the folder, Documents and Settings, open the username, go to the desktop, and there's the test file. You can also drag and drop that onto the desktop. And Microsoft Security Essentials has picked up the malware in that snapshot. So no big deal, it'll clean it out. It's not going to infect the machine at all. So click Yes, I've got a copy of it on the desktop, nice and happy. I will dismount the drive, and it tells me it's been dismounted. Now if I go into the timeline view, I can tick some of the ones I don't want and delete them. And you can also defragment them again to optimize them a bit and compact them. And click OK. It's nice, simple and easy to use. It's a great little program, and if you get malware infections of any sort, and you can't reboot, when you reboot your computer, press Home on your keyboard and you'll get this screen. Use the up and down arrow key to go to Restore System, hit Enter, and you will then get the snapshots being loaded. Use the down arrow to select a snapshot that you want to use, and then press the N key for Next on your keyboard, and it will load it. And then Windows will load normally and take you back to that snapshot. If you want more information and you want the download links, check out my blog, which is Free PC Security, and you can find it at freepcsecurity.co.uk.